So for those who have been asking to see Dad's aeroplane, he's about to take off. He's going for a little fly, so I'll try and get a shot of him taking off for you. He's taxied up the runway. It looks like he's coming back down, so he'll probably take off in that direction. Walk up here a bit so you can see. I think he's only heading off to get some fuel, but it is quite cool to see. To be honest, I haven't been up with him since I was a kid. I've actually got a bit of a fear of flying and a fear of heights, but I think I should just get over it and go up, because I used to really enjoy it. So you know, it's not every day you can go up in a plane, is it? Take off at home and go for a quick fly. So I'll probably go up with them again soon. Make a good video anyway. So as you can see, I've got the ewes and the lambs rounded up. The idea today is I'm going to separate the ewes and lambs. So yeah, I'm going to be running them all down the race so I can divide them up, and I'll be loading the ewes up into the trailer to take to some fresh grass. At least the sun's come out now. Starting to rain a few minutes ago, but sun's out. Lovely day. Right then, ladies. You're the last load. That's good. I'm really pleased. The ewes are on some fresh grass, and the lambs are weaned off. There'll be a bit of bleating for a day or two. But that's just the way it goes. They like to make a noise. So yeah, I suppose I better go and pack up all my hurdles now. Going to change the battery on this bit of electric fence I put up. We're going to put some park fencing panels here to match with the fence. You probably can't see it, the fence that's coming up. This is the bit you saw my buddy levelling with a digger the other day, but we haven't sort of had time to put the fencing up yet, because some of the legs need extending to go into some of this softer soil. So I want to put a bit of electric up, so I'm just going to change the battery on that. I was sort of desperate to get the lambs weaned and get the ewes in this field, so bit of electric just temporarily. it means I've had to nick the energizer off the horse fence because we're strip grazing the horses in the paddock at the moment. So technically their fence is off now, but I don't think they'll notice. Hopefully not. So Dad's about to come in for a landing. So you're in luck, you can see that as well. So here we've got some seed wheat. This is winter wheat seed that we had cleaned and dressed last year for last autumn. And obviously because it was so wet, we didn't get anything done. Everything we drilled this time round was in the spring, was all spring drilled. So this winter wheat seed has been sitting in the bags since last year. So I've got a little bag here. I'm going to take a sample from a couple of bags so we can send that off for a germination test, check that everything's all right. Might even do a bit of a test in the kitchen as well, put some out on a tray. A lot of people have already started combining. I've noticed a lot of winter barley and rape has been cut. Also, I think some people might be starting their winter wheat soon as well. There's someone sent me a message saying, when are you going to be starting? I said, we're about 4 weeks off yet. He said, what? We're doing some wheat tomorrow. So yeah, there we go. We're still 3 or 4 weeks away, which is all right because there's still a few things to do to get ready. But yeah, we're going to take a sample from a couple of bags and we'll just check the germination's all right. A bit of wet kitchen towel and sprinkle a few on there. Leave it on the windowsill and we'll see. I'll send this off still and then we'll get a definite result back. But always worth doing your own little test as well. Okay, so last job of the day, give the trailer a bit of a wash down. The sheep have made a mess. It is a handy trailer. I mean, it's small enough to sort of push about, and to be honest, with my small flock, it does sort of, you know, does the job because I never normally have to take more than a few, you know, ewes or lambs anywhere at one time. But obviously for today's job, a bigger trailer would have been a lot better. Well, it's a real nice evening. Just checking on the sheep. I can hear the lambs bleating from 2 fields away. This is one of my favourite fields actually. So you got the old ridge and furrow. So yeah, as I said in my last video, and as I'm sure you're all aware, this week just gone was Farm Safety Week, organised by Yellow Wellies, which again I recommend you going online and looking them up. There's some very interesting blog posts and articles and things to read about farm safety, and it's great to see loads of other farmers getting involved online, you know, on Instagram and Facebook and all of that. So yeah, it's just great to see loads of different people promoting farm safety. I was asked if I've ever had any bad injuries or any close calls working on the farm from a safety point of view, and 2 things do come to mind, and I will just sort of mention them quickly. The first was about 10 years ago, so I was about 17, 18. I was putting a drill, or me and my friend were putting a drill on a tractor. He was driving, I was helping him hook on the drill, and basically what happened is his foot slipped on the clutch and my leg got pinched between the back wheel of the tractor and the box section on the frame of the drill. It did get trapped a little bit. It wasn't bad. I think if the tractor had come back any more, then my leg would have been crushed. That would have been, you know, a real bad accident. But luckily enough, it was only, you know, a slight movement. But I did feel my leg get pinched, and from that point on, I was like, no, if you're going to be behind a tractor, we've got to do this differently. It's got to be a lot safer. So you combine getting crushed and things like PTOs, which really freak me out. I try my best to make sure when you're hooking up machinery, when you're using machinery, that you are doing it in a safe way, because there's just no point risking anything for the sake of getting it done quicker. Which leads me on to the other thing. Dad's always said to me, more haste, less speed. Now, I think that is such a true saying. If you try and rush a job, you'll end up doing it slower anyway, or make a mistake along the way. Well, last year, when my cousin came to shear my ewes, as he does every year, while he was shearing the ewes, I thought, well, seeing as the lambs are rounded up, which they were as well, I thought, well, they need their Heptavac P, their injection. So I thought, well, while he's cracking on with doing the ewes, shearing the ewes, I'll inject the lambs. Now, normally when I do the injections, I run them down the race, so I can do each one individually, and you know, got a nice little system going there, but they were all penned up in one big pen. So I thought, I'll get it done quick. That was my first mistake, thinking that. I jumped in the pen, I was, you know, grabbing a lamb, injecting it, chucking it over the hurdle, onto the next one and so forth. And when I came to grab one of the lambs, I accidentally injected myself in the hand, in the palm of my hand. The needle went in, and I tell you what, it bloody hurt. It's one of those needles, one of those injectors that you have to sort of push into the neck of the lamb for the needle to come out. So I don't know quite what happened. I think it was a wriggly lamb, and because he wasn't in the race, he sort of got away from me a little bit. So when I pushed the needle in, it slipped and went into my hand, which, yeah, was not good. It really hurt. So I stopped for a few minutes. I was like, ow. But then I was like, okay, that's fine, I'll crack on. Didn't really think much to it, apart from a little bit of a sting. But about 20 minutes, half an hour later, my hand seizes up, completely seizes up. I can't even move my hand. So at that point I was like, yeah, something's gone into my hand, something nasty. So this needs sorting. So I couldn't drive, so I got my mum to take me down to A&E. And well, the long and short of it is, I was in hospital for 2 days. I had to go under, had a general anaesthetic, had to cut my hand open on the palm of my hand and at the tip of my finger, and flush out, you know, whatever nasty stuff had got in there that was causing my hand to go a bit funny. The interesting thing is as well, it was one of those injectors that self-sterilizes as well as the needle goes in and out. But obviously something nasty was on the needle. It went into my hand, and yeah, that resulted in a two 2-day hospital stay and a general anaesthetic. So it just goes to show that even something simple and silly like that can, well, if you rush a job, look, I was rushing that job. I was trying to get those lambs done in between rolling the fleeces while my cousin was shearing, and the long and short of it was I effed up, didn't I, really? I shouldn't have rushed the job. I ended up injecting myself. It's the silliest thing. So the moral of the story is, like Dad says, more haste, less speed. Don't rush a job. Safety first, always. So I think I'm rambling on a little bit now, so I'll end the video here. I'm going to go home and have some tea. But thanks for watching anyway. If you've enjoyed the video today, guys, be sure to give it a nice big thumbs up. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe and tap the little bell as well, because that notifies you when I put a new video up. Stay safe, stay well, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.